Hello, today I'm going to do my makeup and me tag, and I was tagged by Jennifer, who is Inspired Mom 824, so thank you for tagging me. And I haven't done a tag in a while, so I'm really excited to do this. I have my little list that I'm going to be looking down at periodically, and I didn't rehearse these, so you may see me stumble a little bit as I try to think of some answers here. But how and when did you become interested in makeup and beauty products? That's the first question. So when I was really young, I remember I was always aware of makeup and that it existed, but my mother didn't wear very much makeup. And I remember my grandmother putting on cream blush. That's like my first memory having to do with makeup. And it had like this really distinct smell. It was like this stick of cream blush that she would always use, and I think it had like your typical makeup smell, and I just always associated that smell with my grandmother for some reason, and I think she let me play with it too. And that's kind of, I was pretty young, but that's my first memory associated with makeup. But when I was probably about in high school, I started, everyone was wearing makeup, or at least a little bit here and there, and so I started getting into it too. And I had acne. My skin was not the greatest. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it was, I still had some issues that I needed to cover up. So I started wearing this CoverGirl cream foundation compact. It's like a little square. The compact itself is like rectangular, but there's a little square in there of cream foundation and a little square sponge. And so I would use that and just to cover up my acne, and then I would put a powder all over just to blend that out. And the powder that I would use, I cannot remember, but it was like this relatively big tub of kind of a glowy, dewy powder. I think it was by Revlon, I'm pretty sure. And then I would wear those little cream eyeshadows, those little Cool Effects Maybelline cream eyeshadows. And I had really, really light pastel colors like a baby pink, like a very light lavender, and a very pale pastel green. And I would just put those on my eyes. And then I did wear mascara, but I don't remember what kind. I don't remember too much with eyeliner. I might have, worn eyeliner a little bit, but I don't really remember distinctly. And my lips, I think it was more like gloss and just sheer color. So that was really my first makeup look. That's what I used to do. And then I get into it a little bit more and more, and I liked makeup. I always liked it, but I never really knew what to do with it. And my mom didn't wear makeup, so it wasn't really like taught to me or shown to me, and my friends didn't wear much makeup either, so it wasn't really anything that I got into until later, probably about college. Sometime in college, I got onto a makeup forum. I'm sorry, first I was recommended Bare Minerals by a friend of my mother's. And my mom took me to Sephora, and we both tried this Bare Minerals powder, and she actually ended up buying one for herself too, and then I bought one. And I remember using it. This was actually, I'm sorry, this was in high school still. I remember using it, and it my skin didn't do too well with it because I do get a reaction to the bismuth oxychloride, but it's not too bad. Like, I know some people it's like really unbearable, but for me it just it can be itchy a little bit, but it also made my skin look kind of dry, and it wasn't a good color for me. But I was like, oh, I'm wearing this, cool, revolutionary new makeup because it was new at the time, and this was like the first mineral makeup. And I just kept using it. And then after a little bit, I was like, I really don't like this. I wonder if there's an alternative to this that would work better. And I went on the internet and I started searching, and I came across Everyday Minerals. And at the time, they had a really good site with a really great forum on there where you can talk to other members, mostly about Everyday Minerals, but really just about mineral makeup and makeup in general. And that is when I really got into makeup. I got onto that forum and I was like, oh my gosh, and I just couldn't stop. It just took off from there. I loved talking to other people about makeup, getting advice, seeing swatches. It was just so fun, and I really got into it. I got a ton of Everyday Minerals makeup. That's kind of what I started wearing, and I used it for a long time. It's not my ideal foundation. It was okay and I liked it at the time, but as I got into it more and more and I get interested in trying different brands and different formulas, I kind of branched out and I found some other ones that ended up working better for me. But that's what really first got me into mineral makeup. And it also started me on the path to natural makeup, since mineral makeup is natural and ingredients were discussed a lot. And so I became aware of that, of ingredients, of potential irritants to your skin, of things that can harm you. And I started researching into that as well. And then I found YouTube, and I loved watching YouTube videos, and I actually started making my own back in, I want to say 2009. I'm almost positive that's when it was. So I think I kind of answered that question a little bit more thoroughly. I actually answered number 2, at what age did you start wearing makeup? Sometime in high school. And number 3, what is one makeup mistake that you used to make? I don't know. I don't think I made like a very obvious mistake, because I always tried to look very natural and wear very like light looking makeup. I guess you could say when I used to wear that cream foundation, I would only cover up like the little blemishes I had, and so I didn't put it all over my face. And that's why I put the powder on top to kind of blend it in. But I guess sometimes, you know, you can tell like I have makeup here, here, and here. So I guess that makeup mistake of, you know, not putting foundation all over and blending it in so you're on all one color. Because if you don't have a perfect match, you know, when you cover up a blemish, you can tell like it's no longer red, but now it's like a slightly off color skin color. So I guess maybe that, I'm not sure. And then number 4, if you were going away from home for 1 month and could only bring one makeup product, what would you bring? Nothing can be purchased on this trip. I guess I would probably bring some sort of concealer, something that I could also use as a foundation. So maybe my Performance Colors concealer, because that one works really good as foundation too, because I feel like for me the biggest thing that makes a difference in how I look is covering up my under eye circles, number 1, and also evening out my skin tone. If my skin looks great, you know, maybe I don't have eye makeup on or lip makeup on, I feel like still I look so much better rather than, you know, having, you know, beautiful eyeshadow and lipstick but then my skin not looking good. I really need to fix my skin. Number 5 is when and why did you start your YouTube channel? So I already mentioned in 2009, I'm pretty sure. I should look it up. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's when it was. And it was just because I was watching other people's videos and I was like, I love this, I want to do it too. And I didn't really have anybody, and I still don't, that's really into makeup that is like physically present in my life, like a girlfriend that we can, you know, exchange makeup and play with it together or something. I don't have that, and my only makeup friends are online on my forum. I told you I started out with the Everyday Minerals forum that ended up turning into a different forum. Once that closed, a lot of the people kind of migrated to a forum called Mineral Makeup Forum. And so I just loved so much talking about makeup and doing swatches and all that stuff. I was like, I want to do videos too. I love watching them, and it was just very appealing to me. Number 6 is, do you have any advice for somebody new to making videos? I would just say do it for enjoyment. Do it because it's something that you want to do and have fun with it. Don't do it with specific goals in mind, like, oh, I want to have so many subscribers, or I want to make, you know, lots of money doing this, because I think very few people actually make any significant amount of money doing these videos. I mean, I've been doing it since 2009, and it took, you know, a couple years for my channel to even become monetized. And even now, the amount of money that I have made doing these videos, I think just barely covers, if it even covers, the amount that my video camera cost. So, you know, I'm not in it for the money. I'm not going to, you know, reject the monetization, because it's nice to get a little bit. And, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't have, you know, an income, so it's nice to, I guess, contribute something, be able to pay for this camera, for example, after all those years. But, you know, keep that in mind. Do it because you enjoy it and to have fun, and don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself, I guess. And also communicate with your audience. That's something that I was really bad at for the longest time, is like replying to comments, because I don't know, I just didn't know what to say. Like, I'm really shy and awkward in real life, and it's a lot easier for me to talk to the camera and talk to people via YouTube. But it took me a little while to talk to people more, like in the comments section. And that's also, I mean, if that's something that you enjoy and that you want to do, that's a really nice aspect of this, is that you can kind of make friends through YouTube, and that's really fun. Number 7 is, of all of the videos you have ever made, which one is your favorite and why? I honestly don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't think I really have a favorite. There's definitely been some that I felt like they turned out better than others, and there's some that I've put a lot of effort in, and so it's been a favorite because, you know, of all that work that I put into it, it was like, oh, you know, I'm so proud of myself, I guess. So like a recent one I did on back to school makeup, that one took me a really long time to do. It's very short. It's like one of my shortest videos, and I think it took me like the longest time to do because I had to go back and record just my voice to talk about, you know, what I'm doing on camera, and I had like these little clips, and I don't know, but it was hard to do, and I'm kind of proud of the way that it turned out and it came together. It was my first time kind of doing that format in a video, so I do like that one. But I also like the videos that are more personal. I can't remember like the titles, but I have some videos where I just talk about myself, like updates. You know, I talk about my children and like my birth stories, and I love those too because I love kind of getting personal with people and getting to know people on YouTube, and that's a big, you know, fun part of this. So I do like those videos because I feel like I'm opening up to people. Number 8 is, what is your main goal for your channel? And honestly, for me, it's just to have fun and do this because I enjoy it. I get a lot of entertainment value out of this. I'll get a new piece of makeup and it'll be something, you know, that I really like, or maybe I'll discover, you know, some use or something that I've already had, and I will have this strong desire to show somebody, you know, and I don't really have anybody that I can do that, you know, here, but I can do it through YouTube. I can do it through my videos. So it's a really great outlet for me, and I just find this really fun and enjoyable, and that's why I make these videos. And also, you know, I love watching other people's videos. I love, you know, talking to other people on YouTube, kind of finding friends and discussing makeup with people. That is it. Those are all the questions, and this was a fun tag, so hopefully you enjoyed. And if you haven't done this tag yet and you're interested in doing it, then I tag you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.